Hey guys, I've been thinking about this a lot this week, and what if Jiri wins? Like, what if Jiri Prochazka comes in, wins, is now the new light heavyweight champion, or two-time light heavyweight champion? First of all, how does he get the job done? Second, what happens after he gets the belt? Hypothetical, I know, but I think a lot of the MMA community is counting Jiri Prochazka out completely. I've seen poll after poll on YouTube, on Twitter, on all these different places. Who do you guys think is coming out on top? And the majority of people are saying that it's going to be Alex Periera. I am leaning that way myself. But I don't think we are remotely... I don't think that's a far-gone conclusion. In fact, I saw an article on Sportskeeda. They asked artificial intelligence who they thought was going to win, and they said that Jiri Prochazka is going to come out on top. What do you guys think? Who's coming out on top? Let me know in the comments. And what do you think is going to happen if Jiri defeats Alex Periera? Before I get into it, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps grow the channel. I know that a bunch of you are watching my stuff, and I'm happy you are. But the true gentlemen among my audience, the true scholars, the true intellectuals, they've subscribed to the channel. So if you want to be among us, you're going to subscribe. No, I'm messing with you. All right, so here's the thing, right? This fight is short notice. We saw Alex Periera get the finish back in November of 2023. Claims the light heavyweight title, knocks out Jamal Hill, now saves UFC 303. Jiri Prochazka loses in November, fights on UFC 300 card, knocks out Alexander Rakic. Now they're meeting up again. I think a few of the things that Jiri has going in his favor, number one, Alex Periera may be counting him out, right? Like, oh, okay, I've beaten him before, I can beat him again. There might be a little bit of overconfidence there. You know, there isn't much that can happen in these 2 weeks in terms of, you know, really preparing for one another. And I don't think from November until, you know, essentially July of 2024 is enough time for Jiri to fix a gap in his game where Alex beat him. On the other hand, we may be dealing with a few things, right? First of all, there could be that overconfidence from Alex Periera. He could be counting out Jiri. Secondly, I do think his short notice fight does favor Jiri in the sense that he is so unorthodox and so unconventional. You know, he might throw caution to the wind, he might charge forward, he might grapple a lot more, try to make things dirty, inside the clinch, all that kind of things, all those kind of things. And up until the point where Alex finished him, you know, it was a fairly close fight. And then the last thing that could be factored in here is the fact that a lot of people are speculating that Alex Periera has a staph infection. Which from what they say, the antibiotics for that, you know, could drain you physically, make you less strong, all of these type of things. Plus, a really fast weight cut for both of them, right? They found out they were fighting on UFC 303 2 weeks ago. Jiri Prochazka is the smaller fighter. It's been said that he could be a middleweight in terms of his size and his ability to cut weight. So, you know, Alex Periera could be having the more difficult weight cut, right? And a staph infection on top of it, which is what is rumored. So all those things could give Jiri an edge in this fight. I'm still personally leaning towards Alex Periera. But if Jiri does come out on top, what's going to happen next? Personally, there are two scenarios that, obviously, the obvious thing, right? The obvious thing is that Alex Periera and Jiri fight a trilogy fight. Now, depending on how this goes, how Jiri ends up winning, maybe it's a decision or whether it's a KO, that could be a while, right? Or it could be immediate. Either way, the trilogy fight would be the fight to make if Jiri comes out on top. That would be the #1 fight. But if something happens where Alex Periera can't fight for a little bit, although I think Magomed Ankalaev is the more deserving fighter out of anyone in the division for the being next in line, frankly, as a fan, I would like to see Jamal Hill versus Jiri Prochazka for the title. If Alex Pereira loses and can't fight for a while, right? Like second in line, Jamal Hill. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, well, you know, he doesn't deserve it. He hasn't done it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm with you. At the same time, there is still that conversation, right? Jiri Prochazka, basically in the last minute of the fight with Glover Teixeira, won via submission. But throughout that entire fight, Teixeira was beating him. And then you have Jamal Hill, who basically walloped Glover Teixeira in early 2023, January 2023, to win the light heavyweight title. So that raises the question, right? Who wins between Jamal Hill and Jiri Prochazka? I don't know the answer to that question, but what I will say is if Alex Pereira cannot fight, and if Jiri Prochazka wins, to me the fight to make is Jamal Hill and Jiri Prochazka. If Alex Pereira wins and defends his title again, then still, as a fan, I want to see Jiri and Jamal Hill fight. To me, that's the most interesting fight. And if Jamal Hill beats Jiri, then maybe you do a rematch for him against Alex Pereira. And Magomed Ankalaev is never given a title shot ever, even though I personally think he deserves it. But because Dana White hates him, he'll basically put anyone in there for a title other than Magomed Ankalaev. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I am leaning towards Alex Pereira getting the job done once again on Saturday, but by no means is this a far-gone conclusion because it's short notice. Alex Pereira does have to cut more weight than Jiri. Alex Pereira may have a staph infection. That first fight is closer than we remember. And just because of the fact that it is short notice, I do think this could favor Jiri Prochazka. It's because of his wild, unorthodox style. But Jiri gets hit a lot. You know what I mean? He gets hit a lot. And those vicious leg kicks from Alex Pereira are going to, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's done anything to kind of work on that. Either way, it's interesting to think what should happen next if Jiri Prochazka could come out on top. We could see him as the new light heavyweight champion come Saturday night. I'm still leaning towards Periera, as I said. But if Jiri becomes champion, that makes things really interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.